Okay, so we'll begin. But before we begin, let's begin with prayer. All of you, please, you can chant along with me if you know these prayers. Let's sit straight, close our eyes, do the Omkara 3 times, followed by a few prayers. Let us offer our respects to the self, which is there in all the beings. Antarjyotihi, Bahirjyotihi, Pratyakjyotihi, Paratpara, Jyotirjyotihi, Swayam Jyotihi, Atmajyotihi, Shivosmyaham. I am the supreme light of awareness, illuminating the outer world of objects, inner world of thoughts, and deep sleep state. I am the divine light of the nature of auspiciousness, Shiva Swarup. Let us offer our respects to Guru. Om Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo, Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. It is a Guru who is omnipresent. He is in the creation, sustenance, transformation, and he is beyond all. To such a Guru, let us offer our respects. Let us offer our respects to the great Guru lineage, because of which we have been able to get such divine knowledge passed on from generation to generation. Narayana Samarambham, Shankaracharya Madhyamam, Asmadacharya Paryantam, Vande Guru Paramparam. Sadashiva Samarambham, Shankaracharya Madhyamam, Asmadacharya Paryantam, Vande Guru Paramparam. Starting with Narayana and Sri Adi Shankaracharya in between, and up to my own Acharyas and all the preceptors, I bow down with reverence. Starting with Sadashiva and Sri Shankaracharya in between, and up to my own preceptor, I bow down with reverence. And I personally want to offer my gratitude and heartfelt namans to two of the greatest masters that I have been blessed to be associated with. Sri Acharya Vinay Vinaykar, he is the founder of Sevak, Society for Establishing Vishwa as a Kutumba. Acharya Vinay Vinaykar has been serving humanity now more than 3 decades. Under his guidance, there are various programs that happen to serve in different places in India, abroad, in different strata of the society. In India, mainly, you will find a lot of followers of Sri Vinayji in places like Chintamani, Doddaballapura, Salem, Kondlapatti, like that. Then many of you, or most of you would know Sri Narasimha Prabhuji, founder of Light of the Self Foundation. So Narasimha Prabhuji is my Sadguru, who's guided in so many initiatives as well as in the inner transformation. So Narasimha Prabhuji also has been serving humanity now for more than 2.5 decades. Both of them have been doing this selflessly. They have dedicated thousands of hours of their personal life for the betterment of humanity. So today, whatever little I'm going to share is all due to their teaching, their blessings. All right, so let's jump into today's topic, equation of the Mukti. So Vasuji already introduced 3 plus 3 plus 4 is equal to 1. So it definitely beats the mathematical logic. It is not definitely not 1, these three things together. But how is it 1? So that is what we are going to discover today. And for our today's journey, what are the first three? There is 3 bondages. Then what is the next three steps that we can take? What are the next four qualifications that we need to develop, which will naturally enable us to bring us to the right-hand side of the equation, one truth. So let's first understand more about what is these 3 bondages. Because mathematical equations have to be understood part by part, isn't it? So what are these 3 bondages? Let's understand. But before that, let's listen to a story of a fly. And where was it? In the stomach. So there is this person who came to a great master, and he had his relatives also with him. And he said, I have been suffering. I've been suffering for many, many years. I've gone to so many doctors. None of them have been able to help me. And it is giving me so much of discomfort. And I hope that you can help me. Because so many people have told many, many good things about you. So the master was very curious. The master said, I'm not a doctor. But this person said, no, you are my last resort. Only you can help me. So the master said, Holly, please tell me, what is it? So this person said, I have a fly in my stomach. And this fly has been bothering me for a long time. It buzzes, it moves, and I feel very, very discomfort. It's very, very painful. And it is very, very irritating. The master understood what his problem is. He said, sure, I can help you. I thought you're going to tell me some other problem, but this is the problem. I can definitely help you. This person was relieved. Abba, finally I found somebody who can help me with such a difficult problem. So the master said, you have to listen to what I say. So I will have to do a very special operation on you. So you have to come tomorrow. And he gave certain list. These are the things you need to bring. So come tomorrow. This person was there. And the master had prepared a room. And in the room, as soon as the person came, he made him lie down. And then he said, you have to now close your eyes. So then as he closed his eyes, he said, until I say, you should not open your eyes. So the person started feeling the movement of the hands on the stomach. And he also heard a lot of people surrounding him, chanting. So many things were happening. He was wondering what was happening. And then there was one big sound. Tuck, tuck, tuck. And then something fell on a plate. Ting. And then everybody said, oh, wow. And then the master said, Abba, finally. And then he made the person sit up. And he showed the plate. And in the plate, there was one big fly. And the fly was now dead because the master had killed it. So the fly was now dead. He said, with great difficulty, I found this fly. Glad you came on time. It would have become worse if you hadn't. And the person was so happy, so relieved. He said, oh my God, already I can already feel that there is nothing. It feels so light. I have not felt like this for, maybe years. So saying that, he bowed down to the master and he was very happy and he went. So this is the story which applies to all of us. We have this fly, but it is not in the stomach. It's a fly that we have in our mind, and it's called Mukti. So first of all, today we have to understand what is Mukti, because if you have to understand where this fly is and how to get to it, we have to first of all understand what is Mukti, right? What is this fly? So the word Mukti itself is a very simple word. It simply means freedom or liberation. Very simple. But one would be then naturally asking, all right, so freedom or liberation from what? If you say, I want to be free, you must be bound somewhere, isn't it? You must be imprisoned somewhere, isn't it? So, freedom from what? You would naturally say, from the prison, from some kind of a bondage. Oh, so Mukti is, I want to be free from some kind of a bondage, isn't it? So, in order to really then become free or liberated or to attain Mukti, we have to first of all understand what is this prison? What is the nature of this prison, isn't it? Then only we can break from that prison. So, if you have to, let's say, open a particular door, you should know where the door is. If you know that you are in a room and you are locked up, and only when you know the door, you can open. Like that, you should know what this prison, and then only we can examine how we can come out of this prison, isn't it? So let's now take the journey into understanding this prison. Okay. So before we jump into that, let us all first offer our respects to the greatest Advaita master, Sri Adi Shankaracharya. Because today, a lot of the things that we're going to be sharing are from his Advaita philosophy, Sri Adi Shankaracharya's Advaita Vedanta's guidance is what we are going to be looking at today as our guidance. Shruti Smruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram. So again, a wonderful master who had the clarity at a very young age and who is solely responsible for renaissance of the Sanatana Dharma in India. All of you would know he traveled the whole of India 3 times. By the young age of 32, he had established 4 important mathas, which are the cornerstone of retaining Advaita Vedanta and the Vedantic tradition of teaching in India. So, such is the commitment and greatness. Sri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, whenever there is decline of Dharma, I rise up again and again, I come back. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata, abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam sujamyaham, sambhavami yuge yuge. So, Adi Shankaracharya is an avatara of the Mahashiva only. So, that is the greatness of this country. Again and again, it has given rise to great masters who come together, put us all together, revive the Sanatana Dharma, revive the way of life, and give the right kind of guidance. So I am grateful that we've been blessed to be in this country, grateful that we are able to study some of the guidance that such great masters have given. And especially grateful once again to Prabhuji for making this Advaita philosophy such a simple thing that all of us can understand. All right. So let's take the next step. So what is Vedanta? Before we jump into understanding the prison, we have to understand a little bit about Vedanta. So Vedanta essentially means, there are multiple meanings, One of the meaning can be Veda Anta, end of the knowledge. Another meaning is essential knowledge. Vedanta, it is found in Upanishads. And usually Upanishads are in the Jnana Kanda of the Vedas. What do they contain? They contain essential knowledge. So essential knowledge of what? That is where you can think of the Vedanta as nothing but a very comprehensive scientific model of reality. Each of the word is very important here. It is comprehensive, it is scientific, and it's a model of reality. What is meant by that? See, reality itself is so vast that we cannot comprehend with our eyes or ears or any of our senses. So we need some kind of a model, just like how in the picture you can see a 3D model of a house is what enables you to first of all look at the house even before it's constructed and examine whether this is according to your taste or not. You can see the windows, you can see the elevation, you can see from all angles. That way, you have a crystal clear clarity about what is the house that is going to come up, isn't it? Like that, it's a model of reality. It is not the reality. So Vedanta versus or Vedanta text itself is not reality. It is pointing to reality. It helps us to construct a model through which we can realize about the reality. Then what is scientific? Scientific because what is science in the first place? The way we understand science is where there is a hypothesis about certain phenomena of the world, and there is a certain way by which you can arrive at that hypothesis and prove whether it is correct or not. And that proof that you arrive at is something that should be, if anybody follows, everybody should arrive at the same result. That is why it is science. It is not subjective. It is not like, oh, it's applicable only to this person and it is not applicable to this person. Any person who follows the guidance of that particular experiment or that particular proof will arrive at the same conclusion that the particular hypothesis is that science is addressing, that particular science topic is addressing. In a similar way, Vedanta is scientific. It uses your and mine day-to-day experiences to help us realize something that right in front of us, but we may be missing. As simple as, in Kannada there is a gade, angayalli benne itkondo urella udkudrante. Meaning, the butter that we are searching for is right in front of us, but we are searching everywhere. In a similar way, Vedanta uses day-to-day experiences, but helps us to realize the truth about that. It's comprehensive. Comprehensive because it is not incomplete. For example, today if you go to allopathic science and ask, how do we hear sound? So at most, they show you how sound waves come, how your inner ear beats, and how it goes to the cochlea, so on and so forth, and all the way to the brain, some electrical impulses come. That's all the model they have. But beyond that, how exactly you are coming to know? Because you are not hearing the sound through your brain. You are hearing the sound in something called your mind. And your mind is not your brain. Your brain is just a physical organ. So like that, the model of the reality in the modern science is incomplete. Whereas Vedanta is complete because it starts from you. It starts from the consciousness, which is what you are. So in that way, the model that Vedanta gives is an essential knowledge of the reality, but it's a comprehensive. And when we follow it footsteps, we arrive at the same conclusion that the great masters have found. So let's take the next step. This is another way of looking at what I've been telling so far. So The object that you see here, its reflection can be seen as a circle, its reflection can be seen as a square. Both are related to this object, but these two, the circle and the rectangle, are not the object. However, they tell something about the actual object. So this is another way of looking at the truth, and the truth that Vedanta helps us to discover. All right. So let's take the next step. So this is journey of any of our life, a typical journey. Each one of us have a very innate desire to be infinite. We want to grow in whatever way, in whatever field we are in whatever area of life that we deal with. But we all have this innate desire to be infinite. So let's take a look at this short video, and then we will continue. Let me pause my, mute my audio, and then I will play the video here. So as you saw, this is a typical life. So we are born and we have this innate desire to experience the world. We want to experience that, this. We want to grow. We want to go out, find new things, find new people, make new friends, find new relationship. We are not very happy being in just one place, doing the same thing again and again with whatever limited things that we have. There's an innate feeling of, I want to grow. And that is there in each one of us. There's nothing wrong with that feeling. There's nothing at all wrong with the feeling of wanting to grow. But the question we have to ask is the direction of our growth, is the way we want to grow, is it the right? As you saw in this short video, we want to grow by maybe say finding some soulmates, or somebody who we call as a soulmate, and we marry them, we have children, we want to then earn, we want to build houses. So the growth is typically external. We see growth as something that is to do with outside life. We are measured by how many people recognize us, what amount of money we have, what kind of positions we have got. So growth tends to be externally focused. Is that okay or not okay? Let's examine further. So this is where Vedanta gives us a beautiful and simplified model. So when you look at it from your own standpoint, what is the general way we look at life? There is me and there is outside world. I am the subject and outside world is the object. So I like mango. Where is mango? In a tree, outside. I go and pick a mango and I eat my mango. What is that I want? I want a degree. Where is a degree? Oh, in a college. So I go to a college. Oh, what I want friendship. Where is friendship? In a friend. Where are they? Outside. So like that, I see objects outside and I want to be one with them. I want to consume them. Why? Because I feel I am separate from them. There's an innate desire to grow, but how do I want to grow? By consuming it, by eating the mango, by possessing the degree, by making friendship, by earning money. So there is a sense of, okay, there is something outside of me and that I have to possess. So this is what happens with the subject object duality. There is me and outside world. So this is how common way of looking at life is. Now, is there anything wrong? Of course. When you look at world is so huge. World is big. And I am so small. How many things can I consume? How many places can I go? How many friends I can make? How many degrees I can get? So this cycle is never ending. Why? Because the world is infinite. Wherever I cast my eyes, there is still so much more. So why am I wanting to acquire? Because I feel incomplete. I have a sense of only when I have it can I feel complete. And then when I am wanting to have it, is it only I want to have it? No, others also want to have it. Is the entry to a college only for me? No. Especially in a country like India, there are hundred thousands and even maybe lakhs of people competing for the same seat or a job or anything you take in life. There is severe competition. So if I lose the competition, I will not get that object. So there is an intense feeling of fear. Why it is coming? Because there is a feeling of lack. So this is the cycle of our karma. So there is a desire and we have to act and then the fruit will come. But what is the cause of this desire itself? Why I am going out? Because I want to grow. I want to possess it. Why? Because only when I possess, I feel complete. When I'm eating the mango, for a moment I am complete. Till then, I feel a little bit of incomplete. When I have money, I feel complete. When I have my friends to party with, I feel complete. So like that, there's a sense of incompleteness. And that is the root cause which makes me again and again go out and act. And when I act, I get some fruits. So that cycle, when I eat the mango, very nice. I want to eat again. So this is that cycle that continues. So the action leads to impressions in the mind, and the impressions, as we keep repeating them, they start becoming our vasanas, our tendency. And this then becomes a deep-rooted thought patterns. This is, as you wake up, where you tend to depends upon what you generally have been doing. If you notice the world, some people are poised towards money, money, money. Some people are poised towards going out and partying, partying, partying. So like that, where is this tendency coming? Where is this vritti or where is this pattern of behavior coming from? Because of this action, which is stored as a deep-rooted impression. So this is the cycle, or this is the tree of our life. The root, the seed is that fundamental feeling of incompleteness. But that seed, that single seed, has led to such a vast tree. So many desires, and I need to act for money, for food, for clothes, for recognition, everything. So many branches. And only then I feel complete. But is this true? Is it complete? When I have it, it feels like that. But when I don't have it, again the tendency kicks in. So what is the solution then? That is where only jnana, only the right understanding can help us come out of this cycle. So let's understand some more. So when I act, I possess things. So then I realize that, I cannot go to all the places. I cannot possess everything. So let me grow by knowing. So is knowing also then complete? Can I really know everything that is out there in the world? That is where you all know this wonderful story of four blind men touching an elephant and trying to make sense of what they are really seeing. Somebody thinks it's like a big snake because he's looking at the nose part of it. Like that, each one of us have our own interpretation of what this world is, which means that the knowledge about the world is really incomplete. So if somebody thinks of this elephant as a snake, then other parts of the elephant are not known. So knowledge naturally comes with not knowing. I know something already has, I don't know something else. So this also then doesn't lead to fulfillment. This also doesn't give me that sense of completeness. So this becomes our fundamental bondage. The three sides of our bondage. The prison, the bondage we are in is made up of these three fundamental shackles. That I am the doer. Why? Because I have to do. I have to use my body to do. I have to do. Only then I can get my fruit. Then only I can enjoy it. Only when I know something can I do. So I am the knower, I am the doer, I am the enjoyer becomes our tendency. So where is this knowing, doing, and enjoying? They're all through my body, mind, and intellect. So what essentially it means, I have a desire to be infinite. I want to expand, but I'm trying to expand through my limited instrument, my body, my mind, and intellect. Can they truly be infinite? That is where we need to take the next step. So the bondage is understood. Where is this? Where is this prison cell that we have created for ourselves? It's in our own mind. All these impressions are nothing but these thoughts which kick in. Where are they? In our own chitta, in our own memory. And our buddhi constantly decides based on what? Whatever the impressions that we have. So based on that, we become a creature of habit. We keep on acting. So this I, which is in the mind, this I is never satisfied because it is constantly looking for next. After 100 rupee, 1000 rupee. After 1000 rupee, 1 lakh rupee. After 1 lakh, 10 lakh rupee. So like that, it's a never-ending cycle. There is no fulfillment because I'm trying to expand. There's no problem with the expansion, but the direction, is it the right direction? So that is where now you have to look at what is mukti. What is really mukti then? We can define mukti as freedom from the limitation that we are living with. What are the limitations? I am the knower, I am the doer, I am the enjoyer. This is the limitation. So mukti is about coming out of this limitation, finding the freedom from this limitation. So then the question naturally becomes, perfect. Okay, how? This is where Vedanta helps us with the next part of the equation, which is the 3 steps. First, the 3 steps. What are the 3 steps? The 3 steps are Sadguru, Seva, Satsanga. So, what is the 3 step for? 3 step is for Chitta Shuddhi, freedom from the impressions. These deep-rooted impressions have to be cleansed. How do you cleanse? By the triangle of Sadguru, Seva, Satsanga. What does it mean? Okay. Sadguru. Who is Sadguru? Sadguru is one. The word Sadguru itself means Sat Guru, the one who is established in truth and one who is capable of teaching and guiding others about that truth. That is a Sadguru. So The very first step that all of us have to take is to find our Sadguru, the one who is established in truth and the one who's capable of guiding us towards that. That step is the most critical step, most important step, because I myself cannot hold mirror to my own mind as much as a Sadguru can. Because what is that I want to come out of? Come out of the bondage. So who wants to come out of the bondage? I. So I am inside the prison cell. So then how do I find the way out? Only the one who has found the way out can guide me. So the first step is finding the Sadguru and surrendering to the Sadguru. Surrendering means to listen to the Sadguru's Vakyas, to adopt the path given by the Sadguru. And what does the Sadguru teach us? Sadguru teaches us that for Chitta Shuddhi, involve yourself in Lokaseva, in Pancha Mahayagna. So there are 5 greatest yagnas. Yagna means what? Offering, selfless offering, where I do not look for the fruit of my action, where I am not interested in I wanting to enjoy the fruit of the action. However, I doing something for the benefit of others. A selfless offering, like how we offer anything to the Yagna Kunda. Like that, 5 important yagnas are prescribed by a Sadguru. What are they? Deva Yagna, Bhuta Yagna, Manushya Yagna, Pitru Yagna, Rishi Yagna. So offering our gratitude and serving the celestial. See, there are so many things that we do not see but are happening. The air we do not see, but it is the Vayu Devata that is giving the life constantly to this body and mind to function. So like that, offering our gratitude to the celestial beings and serving them. Bhuta Yagna. So there are plants, animals, so many other beings that we see in this world who have an equal right and they have an equal need like any other human being in terms of their sustenance. So serving them, Manushya Yagna, taking care of those who have some need, maybe old people, maybe people who need some help with their studies, in whatever the way and the fashion that we can offer, whatever talent we have. Pitru Yagna, offering our gratitude to the elders and taking care of them. But among these 5 Mahayagnas, Rishi Yagna is the highest. Rishi Yagna is listening, understanding, imbibing the teachings of the great masters, and then taking that to others. Why? Because the greatest freedom is only in the Rishi's Patha. That is Rishi's Vakya, Rishi's path. So these are the Pancha Mahayagnas. This is the second step. For what? For the Chitta Shuddhi. The third one, there's a wonderful shloka from Bhajagovindam. Satsangatve nissangatvam, nissangatve nirmohatvam, nirmohatve nischalatatvam, nischalatatve jivan mukti. So we have to find the right satsanga. Satsanga means what? A group of people who are focused on realizing the self, who are working towards realizing the self, who are doing selfless service themselves. So such a satsanga is very important. You all may know the story of 2 parrots. They were born to the same mother, twins. One of them happened to go to a butcher. Another one happened to go to a pandit. The one which went to the butcher, after many years, somebody would hear it say, "Come, I will kill you." murder him. These were the utterings of the one which went to the butcher. The one which went to the Pandit, it had a very nice demeanor. Please come, please sit, can I give you water? So, same mother, two birds. But what went into its mind through its environment made a whole lot of difference. So, like that, the right satsanga, it's only through the satsanga that we develop the right attitude of nissanga, meaning to be detached from various kinds of worldly attractions. Then only nirmoha, then only our sense of attachment. We have to loosen up our sense of attachment. And then only nischala tattva. What is that is not changing? So to recognize that the mind has to be calm enough. Chitta shuddhi has to happen. Then only the next important step can happen. So only when you are stable and not getting unduly attracted by external circumstances and worldly objects, can there be a possibility of Jivan Mukti. So like that, the three first important steps that we need to take are Sadguru, Seva, Satsanga. Through that, what happens? Chitta Shuddhi. So the impressions, deep-rooted impressions, start reducing. And our mind is now ready. But ready for what? For the final realization. But before the final realization, there are 4 qualifications. Very important in this equation, as we were seeing, 4 important qualifications that we need to develop. What are those qualifications? Let's understand that. So the 4 qualifications is precursor to study Vedanta. What does it mean to study Vedanta? To study Vedanta means Vedanta essentially points you to your own essential nature. But to realize that what Vedanta is pointing to, your receptivity has to be higher. And when does the receptivity become higher? So first is the mind is cleansed, chitta shuddhi. Through what? Through Sadguru Seva Satsanga. Then in that mind, 4 very important qualities: Viveka, Vairagya, Shat Sampadi, Mumukshatva have to be developed. And to develop that, there is another triangle: Shravana, Manana, Nidhi, Dhyasa. So we have to listen to the Vedantic truths, we have to contemplate on it, and we have to hold on to the essential realization that comes out of that contemplation. So what are these 4 qualifications which enable us to come into the Vedantic study? Let's understand that a little deeper. Viveka. What does Viveka mean? Viveka is your essential power of your mind. Discrimination is already an essential power that you have. And that Viveka works on your what is stored in your chitta. Depending upon that only, it decides good, bad, want, don't want. Is somebody wearing black color dress good or bad? Depends upon what kind of information you have stored in your mind. Is somebody wearing white color dress always the saint? Again, depends upon what kind of impressions you have stored in your mind. So like that, the decision-making faculty, Viveka, is already there. However, it has to now start recognizing something very, very important, which is, in this life, what is changing and what is not changing. It has to discriminate between the changing and the unchanging. Nitya, Anitya. So what is changing? Just notice around you. What is changing? Everything is changing. Time is changing, weather is changing, the bird sounds are changing, the trees around you are changing, the people around you are changing, their body is changing, your own body is changing, your own mind is changing. So as you see, everything around you is in a constant movement. Change is the nature of the world. Samsara. The word samsara means that which is constantly changing, that which is constantly flowing is samsara. So, if everything is changing, then what is not changing? So, the one who must be noticing the change must be the unchanging, isn't it? Now, who is that? That is your essential nature. So, discrimination, this viveka has to develop. Now, the one who is unchanging, what is that unchanging one's nature? You have to realize. Is it the mango that gave me happiness? Or from where did I get the sense of happiness? From where did I get that sense of satisfaction? Where it must be? Was it in the mango? Was it in the tongue? Was it in the throat? Was it in the stomach? In the brain? Mind? Where was it? Was it something that I bought from outside? So, how did I feel satisfaction? How did I feel peaceful? Is there anything called as peace or satisfaction in all these changing phenomena? Is any of these changing things giving me that sense of satisfaction? Where is it then? So when you recognize that, that is the path of the liberation. That then naturally gives you vairagya. What is vairagya? It is simply dispassion towards changing. There's nothing right or wrong about the change. There's nothing right or wrong about the money. There's nothing right or wrong about the disease you may have. There's nothing right or wrong about the friend you may have. There's nothing right or wrong about the wife or the husband you may have. Nothing right or wrong about the degree or the possessions you may have. But vairagya means you have realized that these are changing. And these are not the source of my sense of satisfaction. These are not the source of my source of happiness, because their nature is to continuously change. So through that, you develop a sense of dispassion naturally. It is not a cultivated. Through the right viveka, vairagya naturally occurs. Then the qualities of the Shat Sampati. What is that? Shama, Dama, Titiksha, Uparati, Shraddha, Samadhana. So, sense control, not overly indulging, mind control, accepting all the dualities of life. In life, you have winning and losing, you have day and night, your summer and winter, your success and failure, your praise and insult. So, like that, all along, so many things that come to you, there's a sense of duality. So, you are accepting both of them equally. There is no, I want only this, but I don't want this. That is titikshатva, a very important quality. When you develop titikshатva, you realize your mind is naturally at ease, because there is no more the sense of craving of I want only that. So you naturally will be as your true self. Uparati. Then what is that I am here for? How I should be using my time and energy? Where I should be really focusing my attention? So Uparati, it is you focus on your higher self, your higher nature, your divine nature, your own divine self. So Uparati. Shraddha, it's a faith in the scriptures and the Sadguru's Vakyas. Developing a deep faith. When the Sadguru says, or when the Upanishads say something, I may not have realized it yet, but I have an opportunity to examine and realize it through the right contemplation, through the right questioning. So having the faith, samadhana, equanimity. So through this, mumukshatva, an intense longing for liberation, mukti. Remember our fly? That fly. So I have to find that fly. I have to now squash it. Has to come into us. Intense longing. As intense as, oh, I am hungry. I now need to eat. Otherwise, I'm going to die. So a very deep, intense longing. If there's a wonderful story. So somebody asked, oh, Master, I've been with you for so long, but I still don't have that same longing. I still don't realize whatever you've been teaching. So the master took the student to the river and he said, please take a dip. And as he was taking a dip, he held him tightly under the water. After some time, this Shishya was struggling, and he was so struggling. And then he jumped up. Oh, after so much of struggling, and oh, Master, what were you doing? I was about to die. I so wanted to breathe. So that moment, the only thing in his mind was, I have to breathe. Otherwise, I'm going to die. So that kind of a desire for realizing your own true nature. So this happens through a systematic study of the Vedantic scriptures under a competent master. Because the truth is about realization. It's about recognition. It's not about something that you're going to get somewhere. So whatever we've done so far in the equation, the first three, we have understood the bondage. The next three are some of the steps, some of the activities, some of the actions we could do. Sadguru Seva Satsanga. But now we are in the final phase. The four qualities. When you develop the four qualities, what do they enable? They enable you to start recognizing, because mukti is not something that you're going to get. It is identifying, it is recognizing what? That you are that only. Tat tvam asi. So that infinite that you have been longing, wanting to be infinite, that you only are. And it is not something that you hear as a vakya. It has to be your own inner reality. It has to be your own inner, internal, unshaking experience. How? So understand the nature of experience. There is something that we see, or touch and smell, and we know about that. So I see a rose and I say, oh, I have seen a rose. It's a direct experience. I smell vada. I've smelled. I've eaten. So it's a direct experience. Pratyaksha. Then about some things in life, I have paroksha. I've read about it. I may not have ever gone to Alps mountain. I've read about it in a book or in a blog. So I know about it. Paroksha, para aksha, somebody else's eyes. I have read it because somebody else has gone and recorded. So this is our general way of understanding about life, about gaining experiences in life. Pratyaksha, paroksha. But there is something else. That is aparoksha. Aparoksha means not through somebody else's eyes. As simple as that. So if it is not through somebody else's eyes, then what is it? It is your own being, who you are. So that realization, that intuitive grasping of that is aparoksha anubhuti. So when you develop those four qualities, you then are ready for that recognition. Like the classical analogy that is given in Vedanta. When you see this picture, at first glance, it may look like a snake. But when you closely examine, actually there is no snake. It is nothing but a simple rope. There never was a snake. It was a mere misunderstanding, a play of my senses, which made me feel as if it's a snake. So where there was no snake, I superimposed. I misunderstood. I had a false notion that there is a snake. Aha, there was never a snake. Oh, it's always been a rope. So this one, in a sense, you cannot call it as an experience. When there was a snake, I felt maybe afraid, I was shivering. You can classify that as an experience. But when you eventually found out that there was no snake, it's not an experience. Oh, it was always a rope. Like that, I am that essence only. Aham Brahmasmi. That infinite, whatever aspiration I have, that infinite, where I've been longing for it, I've been searching for it through all my external activities. I am that only. This recognition only can bring Paramashanti, the true Mukti. So, dear Atmajyotis, what is that we have seen today? We have seen Mukti is freedom from limitation. Where is the limitation? Limitation is in my mind. As I am the doer, I am the enjoyer, and I am the knower. And I am constantly involved with life to gain things. Why? I have an intrinsic, innate desire to be infinite. So I get something, I don't get something, I gain something, I lose something. So I am in a constant state of winning, losing, getting praises, insults. So constantly in a turmoil. So this is our bondage. And when I'm bound, I am going through the ups and downs of the life. I'm angry at times, I'm sad at times, I'm happy at times, I'm depressed at times. And the Mukti Marga opens first by taking the first three steps, which is what? To be free from this impressions, to find freedom from the impressions, Chitta Shuddhi, to cleanse the Chitta. How? Through Sadguru, Seva, Satsanga. Sadguru is the one who is established in truth and who can guide us. What is Seva? To be involved in selfless offering when all the time. How? Whatever activity you're doing, Sri Ramana Maharshi says, do it with the Ishvara Arpana Bhava. Ishvara Arpanam, Nechaya Kritam. So do it with the Ishvara Arpana Bhava. Every little activity. Then every moment of your life, you can be in Seva. As you are in Seva, and as you get involved with the right group of people, that is where our Vaniji and Vasuji are doing such a yeoman service, bringing all of us together. What a great satsanga this is. So, like that, when we are in the satsanga, we get bolstered, we get stabilized even further. So, this starts reducing impressions, chitta shuddhi. Now, we have to develop the 4 qualifications for the final jump, for the final Vedantic pointer. And 4 qualifications are Viveka, Vairagya, Shat Sampati, and Mumukshatva. And through the guidance of a competent Vedantic master, study Vedanta. Through that only, we come to crystal clear, undoubted inner clarity about who I am. And that truth is only one. It is non-dual. It is Advaita. And thus is the equation 3 plus 3 plus 4 is equal to 1. And I wish and pray that all of us continue in this Mukti Marga and find our inner truth and find the bliss of life. With that, I stop my talk